It all started with this sharp, gut-wrenching crack at dawn. My trash can exploding like a cheap firework, garbage flying everywhere, and this pearl-white Lexus LX peeling out like nothing happened. Turns out my neighbor Susan Blackwell had smashed it with her $70,000 beast of an SUV, not once, but 62 times over the next few months, turning my mornings into a demolition derby I never signed up for. But bullies like her never see the comeback coming, especially when it's poured from 70 pounds of reinforced concrete that wrecked her ride instead, leading to felony charges, a $15,000 settlement, and the unmasking of her $52,000 embezzlement racket that had been bleeding our whole neighborhood dry. I'm Alex Rivera, 47, a mechanical engineer who's spent 25 years fixing machines that actually want to be fixed, unlike people sometimes. Fresh off a messy divorce, battling for custody of my kids, Mia, who's 17 and full of that teenage fire, and Jake at 15, who's got this quiet wisdom that breaks my heart. We moved into Willow Creek Estates, this tidy HOA suburb outside Dallas, Texas. Think perfectly manicured lawns, mailboxes in 4 approved shades, and rules thicker than a phone book. Bought the corner house 3 years back for a clean slate, good schools, safe streets for the kids to bike on without me hovering. What I didn't bargain for was Susan, 55, widowed banker retiree, who crowned herself the compliance czar, a made-up title that let her strut around with a clipboard like she owned the block. She drove that flashy Lexus, bigger than my garage, and cozied up to the HOA prez, Harold Jenkins, making her basically bulletproof. Our lots butted up in a way that my trash bin had to hug the curb Tuesdays for pickup, city rules, 3 feet max, and that put it square in her 6:15 a.m. power walk path, like fate's cruel joke. First hit came that crisp October Tuesday. Kids scrambling for breakfast, coffee percolating, garbage truck rumbling blocks away. Boom! Plastic shards everywhere. My driveway looking like an exploded piñata of coffee grounds and cereal boxes. Susan backs up, rolls down her tinted window with this syrupy fake concern. Oh dear, Alex. These narrow streets just aren't made for clutter. Hope that wasn't your favorite bin. Favorite? I'd grabbed it at Lowe's for $25 last week, but I bit my tongue, chalked it up to accident. Spent half an hour on my knees in pajamas picking up the mess while Mia and Jake peeked from the window, cheeks burning with secondhand embarrassment. But it kept happening. 3 more times that week, her engine growling like a predator. That smug glance as she sped off. By the next Tuesday, I knew it was no fluke. Old Mister. Ramirez across the street whispered over his fence. She veers right at it on purpose. Plenty of room on the other side. Watch her eyes, hee-ho. Pure spite. Why me? Dug a bit. Turns out Susan had a grudge brewing since I questioned the HOA fees at my first meeting. Why were we shelling out extra for maintenance that never showed? She saw me as the outsider, the divorced dad shaking things up, threatening her little fiefdom where she played queen bee, steering contracts to her late husband's shady firm for kickbacks. It wasn't just the bin. It was control, power, keeping troublemakers in line, especially folks like me, Latino roots showing in my last name, which she never missed a chance to side-eye. I tried talking sense, caught her mid-patrol one afternoon. Susan, about the trash hits. She cuts me off with that plastic smile. Alex, community living takes adjustment. Perhaps time your placement better. Avoid obstructing responsible drivers. Like the garbage fairies would whisk it away at her convenience. That lit a fire in me. Nights poring over bylaws, city codes, realizing my bin was legal property. HOA reach stopped at the curb. Replaced 4 cans, $100 down the drain. Kids stressing over the drama. My custody shrink noting neighborhood instability. Then she ramps it up. Certified mail slaps my door, thick paper reeking of ink. Hazardous obstruction, $75 daily fine unless remedied. Her legalese game was strong, but so was my engineering brain. Cross-referenced ordinances. Found HOA couldn't touch public right-of-way. Got a ring cam rolling, survey staking my compliance. Even coaxed Mr. Ramirez into a shaky signed statement. This ain't right, but I'll back you. Meanwhile, she's blasting next door with posts about reckless hazards endangering kids. Her 2 cronies chiming in while the rest called her out. Buddy at City Hall tips me off. 4 identical complaints filed at 3 a.m. All her handwriting. Desperate much? Board meeting hits like a storm. Community hall smelling of stale coffee and tension. Harold fidgeting his tie. I stand, voice steady. This violation's bogus. Here's the city code, my survey, her fake reports. Susan's hands tremble on her water glass. Harold mumbles, "We'll review." But outside, she corners me in the lot, voice hissing like a leaky tire, crowd lingering. "You think you're clever, Alex? Outsiders like you waltz in, ignore rules. This is just starting." The venom, the undertone of your kind, hangs heavy. My pocket phone catches it all. That night, Mia asks why the mean lady hates us. Jake wonders if we'll move. Tucking them in, I promise it'll pass. But inside, I'm tallying costs. Cans, time, brewing rage. Neighborhood whispers shift, folks questioning her selective bullying, her power trips masking deeper rot. November chills roll in, and Susan unleashes hell, violation avalanche. Grass a quarter-inch too tall, mailbox faded from approved teal to weathered junk, screen tears invisible without a loop. Each $75 sting, but I walk the block with tape measure, snapping pics, Harold's yard overgrown, half the street matching my crimes. Filed my own complaint. Discriminatory enforcement, targeting singles, seniors, minorities like me. Stats showed 72 citations last year, 55 to folks like us. Fair housing vibes screamed lawsuit. Then, chatting with Buddy Tom at Lowe's Concrete Wizard, nothing says bins can't be concrete, as long as it holds trash. Seed planted, $55 mix rebar guts, plastic shell disguise. Kids help mix in the garage, laughing over rock tunes, that wet cement smell stirring old dad memories. Placed my Fortress Tuesday dawn, 6:15, her Lexus creeps, then thunk. Not crunch, but solid rebound, her bumper crumpling like foil. I sip coffee, watching her freeze, rev again. Same fail, more dense. Legal perfection, no rules broken, her choice to ram. Week's end, her SUV's a dented mess, $1,000 damage. Mine? Scuffed, but smug. She turns PI. Mr. Ramirez spots her midnight with flashlight, weighing it like a bomb. Corners maintenance guy for concrete intel. 6 inspector, unauthorized structure. He laughs. "It's a bin, man. No permit needed." Demands HOA inspection. I fire back. Court order or bust. Her Lexus racks $1,500 more in self-inflicted wounds. Kids bet on hits. Mia giggles. "Dad's the trash hero," Jake quips. "Sell tickets, fund college." But Patricia Hayes, sane board voice, pulls me aside at a potluck. Susan's pushing shady contracts. Her family's firm, Blackwell builds, snagging deals. Public records jackpot. Susan owns 45%, 6 contracts, $28,000 total. Rigged underbids, undisclosed votes. Fiduciary betrayal, fraud city. Timeline clicks. Harassment spiked after my fee questions. My bin war exposed her scam. HOA dues lining her pockets. Printed proof, cloud backups, attorney ping, criminal vibes. Power flips. She's not just a bully, but a crook desperate to silence threats. Garage becomes command center. Mr. Ramirez with tea, maintenance Ray with tools, Patricia with files, Tom with donuts. Here's the dirt. $28K siphoned, 62 hits documented, her unraveling. Plan. Legal hammer, neighbor petitions, media blitz, audit push. Door knocked 100 homes, 92 signatures. Facebook group explodes with stories. Mrs. Lopez's Rose Fine, kids chalk vandalism. Viral vid of her crashes set to clown tunes. Sabotage peaks. Graffiti, leave, washes off. Fake gas leaks inspected nil. Hires surveillance. Plants GPS on my truck. Police report. Stalking territory. Her $4,000 insurance claim denied as fraud. My cams proving intent. Husband Carl calls, voice cracked. "She's blown $10K on this. Lawyers, fixes, our policies toast. What'll end it?" "Carl, she stalked us, embezzled from everyone. Justice ain't cheap." Fake restraining order flops. Judge. Fabricated crap, contempt warning. Board showdown packs the hall, 120 furious neighbors, news vans rolling. I present, not just bins, $52K stolen total, her meltdown on tape. Vid plays, gasps, Susan erupts. "Harassment! You people ruin standards. Outsiders thinking rules skip them." Racist bile spews, cams catch, cop serves warrant mid-rant. Board boots her, chaos reigns, satisfying as her bumper dragging off. Aftermath? Charges stick, fraud, stalking, 6 months probation, licenses yanked, audit clause $52K, $200 refunds each, settlement $15K funds scholarships for resistors. Patricia leads now, transparent bids, community heals. Annual Concrete Fest turns scars to laughs. We won custody boost, business booms. But was it worth the toll? Her life wrecked or just karma? Kids learned standing up matters. But at what cost to empathy? Hey, drop a comment. Ever dealt with HOA tyrants? Who's right in these power plays? Victims fighting dirty or rules keeping order? Share your take, subscribe for more real talk revenge tales. Let's unpack this mess together.